Oh my God, we're live. It's the Matriarchy. I feel like I nailed that intro as opposed to the last time I tried to do that and it was terrible. But Sweet Pea's here and ready. Alejandro Cervantes is here. Watt is here. Boger's Showy, that's a name. Or Booger's Howie. I don't know. Boger's Howie. Who knows? You're here. That's cool. Welcome everybody. Borg is also here. Welcome everybody. Barney the Nucleosaurus. Weeks. Go Big Borg, go home. And Aaron Perry 07 to everyone coming in now, already lurking or joining us in the future. Welcome to the Matriarchy. Welcome. It's me, Jesse. If you didn't know that, well, maybe this is your first time. And I'm joined, of course, by Anna, that Star Wars girl.
Hello. I heard you say Borg is in the chat. Dude, I was talking to Jesse about this before we started. I kind of got addicted to Mario Kart. So thank you. Thank you for the birthday gift. I'm trying to get good at it. So that way, because I know you said that you wanted me to play with the guys when they do like the Geeks and Gamers stream. I'm trying to get good at it. So that way I can at least like place.
Mm-hmm. Well,
but Drunk 3PO wants to play, like, just play me and him on his Twitch channel, so I think I'm going to do that soon.
If you want to play us just for practice anytime, Jeff and I are down to...
You want to, like, drop me your friend code?
Jeff has it. Yeah, he'll get it to you.
We'll do it today before you leave the stream.
I mean, look, realistically, you could do it right now. We could hook up. The three of us could all be here playing Mario Kart, all streaming, no one would ever know. So...
Yeah, I had to stop. I was doing one of those like Grand Prix things because I'm trying to get the coin so that way I can get better gear.
Fair enough. I do feel like we could never play Clandestine Mario on the channel with Anna though, because I feel like you would be the one that wouldn't be able to control the outbursts.
Me?
Yeah, like when I very vindictively flew up right behind you and blew you up with a red shell right before you were going to come in first in a race. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'd be pissed.
Yeah, I feel like you know, there would be swearing. There would be uncontrollable swearing. You'd have to pretend to be dropping a lot of things on your toes or something during the stream if you were trying to.
Is it like not allowed for me to just swear?
That's you. No, I meant if you were trying to play while we were streaming, like we were trying to like just do the Matriarchy, but secretly be playing.
I see.
Yeah, well, you wouldn't be able to keep the secret. Oh God, Go Big Boy, Go Home's got us started in the right direction today. He says, question for Anna: does Henry Cavill need to wear a shirt ever?
No. Oh my God, Justin, there's this one picture of him, and I'm like, I just want to slide my tongue through his chin like a credit card.
That's weird, but cool.
He's just oh my God, like who was I talking about this with? I don't know, I was talking about this with somebody I think yesterday, but I was like, I've seen him in like so many things because I mean the first movie I ever saw him in was The Count of Monte Cristo, and he's Dante's son, and so he's young. Well, I guarantee you he's like our age right now when he was in that movie.
He might have been younger. I'm remembering.
Yeah, he was young, but I'm like, he was cute, but I never saw him as like, oh my God, my uterus is exploding just by looking at him. You know, it was just recently. I'm just like, oh my God, he's finally became a man. Like this is his perfect age and like physique right now. And I'm losing my fucking shit over it. It's not healthy at all, but
it's something. It's certainly something. What was I going to say about it? The funny thing is that The Count of Monte Cristo is funny. As you said it, like I can picture his character so clearly in that movie. And yet it wasn't until I have not watched that movie since realizing that was Henry Cavill. So I haven't actually gone back and watched it knowing it's Henry Cavill, but I can still picture it and be like, oh yeah, duh, that's Henry Cavill. I just had no idea what a Henry Cavill was back then. He just has a very distinct features. It's his very, very piercing eyes, which I do like.
They're kind, and he's got like the chin, and he's got the curly dark hair, and he's just oh my God.
Just like I think he has a very kind face. I think that's very true. Even when he plays him, I think that was what made him so good. Like, I know you didn't care for it, but we did talk about how you're approaching the franchise. But the way the villain he plays in Mission Impossible, you know, part of that character is he's selling himself as a friendly in the beginning, and whatchamacallit. What was I going to say about it? You can see why he could sell himself that way. Like, it makes sense that he could pass himself off as being a good guy, you know, because he has that genuine nature, that like kindness. It's like there's like a softness to his expressions which is like so beautifully juxtaposed with the hardness of his physique.
I'm sorry, I was fantasizing what?
I figured that's what might have been happening there. I chose my words specifically to.
It's dangerous. So somebody, I think, well, we kind of talked about this off air, but I started watching Castlevania last night, and I posted on Twitter. I'm like, hey, like I just started Castlevania. I don't know how I feel about it. And then somebody tagged me, and they're like, well, you, Jeremy, and Gary all, you know, you're very critical about things sticking to the source material, but you guys all like The Witcher, which is nothing like the source material. And I had to retweet him. I'm like, to be fair, I'm extremely biased because you have Henry Cavill. You have him in like this very masculine costume, beating or fighting animals and monsters to death, and you zoom into his ass over and over again, and like there's some scenes where he's like basically naked. So I'm like the perfect audience for that. And it wouldn't matter if the plot was them trying to put together a cardboard box. I'm going to like it.
You gotta do me one favor and just right now at this moment in time, because Jeff is not wearing headphones, don't talk too much about the camera going into Henry Cavill's ass over and over again and how naked he is, because right now he wants to watch The Witcher and I want to watch The Witcher. So I don't want to accidentally dissuade him by making him think that there's too much man butt in it.
There's boobies. There's plenty of boobs.
Damn
there
it.
You go.
There, boobs.
I'm sold.
Excellent. Okay, good. Yeah.
There's more boobs than there is Henry Cavill. So
you can talk about Henry Cavill's asshole all you want, as long as you just remind Jeff how many boobs are in the show. And then
you see like everything. This is one thing that was a big complaint for me. I'm like, you guys, you fuckers want equality? Okay. I see boobs every single day. It doesn't faze me. So the fact that they're like, okay, let's show women like full back, full frontal. You see everything from the ladies. We want fucking equality. You better show me all of Henry fucking Cavill. I demand equality. It is not fair.
That's right. How come they can show Bush, but dicks are like immediately NC-17? Not fair.
What if Henry Cavill doesn't want to show it though?
I don't give a shit.
I want to see it.
He is basically a whore, you know. He is a man whose job, his profession is to be paid for our pleasure. So he's basically just a whore. So if Anna wants him to get paid to show his dick, then goddamn, the man should take the money and show his dick.
Dude, do you know how much? I feel like if he opened an OnlyFans account, because before I never understood the whole simp thing, but now I'm like, you know what? I completely understand, because if Henry Cavill got an OnlyFans, I would be his #1 subscriber.
So, that's
and he would make more money in like a month on OnlyFans than the movies he's done.
Oh my God! Wait, hold on. This is it. This is equality in practice. We've finally done it. Fuck progressivism. Fuck. We actually just right here. We balanced the scale right here. Hear me out. Remember, there was always the complaint from guys from girls for so long that when guys slept around, they were players, but when girls slept around, they were whores, right? That was always the stereotype, and women always complain that's not an unfair stereotype and blah and blah. Nowadays, though, when women are like a uterus exploding for men, they just call us thirsty. When men do it for women, we call it simping. So there, we fucking did it. We turned the tables. We now have our own power in the dating sphere. We win. The end. Feminism, equality, it's been achieved. Everyone can put the signs away and stop marching. We're done.
It will be equality when Henry Cavill has an OnlyFans. But that being said, somebody said in the chat, they said Anna would buy Henry's bathwater. Damn fucking straight. I would buy Henry's bathwater.
I gotta say, I was at the beginning of the show, I was going to say that last week actually felt so much like a regular matriarchy because it was just me and Mary. I got to look at your old background anyway. And we went into it with the same formula that you and I have done, where we brought sort of 3 topics to the table, and then it was like almost the end of the second hour by the time we got to the first topic. So pretty standard. I was gonna say it felt so much like a regular matriarchy, except for the thirsting over Henry Cavill. This is what was absent from my week without you. Definitely.
Oh
2 weeks now, actually. We have not been on the matriarchy together this is our first time in 3 weeks. Doing the matriarchy. Because last week I held down the fort while you were off birthdaying, and the week before you held it down for me while I was birthdaying with Jeff.
Yeah. And now we're back, and Henry Cavill is in full force. I'm just, this is going to be the most selfish thing I've probably ever said. I just want this COVID shit to be over so conventions can happen, so he can go on tour for this fucking Snyder Cut, so I can go to a convention and breathe the same air as him. Like, that's all I really want right now.
Breathing his COVID.
Oh my God. I would let him give me COVID.
That's what I was hoping. That's what I was prompting. Thank you for picking up my lead-in. Why we're friends, because you pick up on my premises. I appreciate you. If you are just joining us, guys, make sure you press the like button. We have right around 69 people watching. We had exactly 69 a second ago, so that's always fun for us. And a couple more super chats before because we were just before we went live. We were talking about something. Anna was marveling over the wonders of the Nintendo and feeling that Japan doesn't get enough credit for its technology. So I
had a very good reason as to why I don't pay attention to Japan's technology, though.
Which is fair, which is totally fair. But that said, we felt that, maybe Anna does have a point, though, that right now in the past couple of years, everything's been so focused on our politics and the climate of our culture and whatnot. Maybe we have turned a blind eye to the world, and we've forgotten some of the amazing contributions that our friends in distant, faraway lands have offered to the world. And so we're going to celebrate Japanese culture as our first order of business here today with 25 seriously weird things we can actually buy in Japan's vending machines. So, in Japan, there's one vending machine for every 23 people. That's a statistic.
Oh. That's a lot.
So that's basically that's a vending machine and change to service. Actually, more than that, probably with our 2 and up, 1 and 2 bedroom apartments and whatnot. That probably means my apartment building gets about a bunch of vending machines.
A ton of vending machines.
I was like trying to think about it. I was like, go by units, and I'm like, you can't even do it by units because there's 2 people living in this unit. I'm like, however many units multiplied by 2 or 3 or 4 if you got a family, and I'm like, that means that just our apartment building alone would qualify for like a plethora of vending machines to host only our needs, and the apartment next door to us would get I love doing that. I like trying to visualize when you get a statistic like that, like 1 in every this many people. I love trying to visualize what that would actually look like physically, and I also love that I have continued to highlight Sweet Pea's comment. I love man butt. I feel like it's appropriate.
Dude, I do too. I love man ass.
Man ass is great. Jeff can tell you how often I smack his in the house.
What?
I said Jeff can tell you how often I smack your butt in the house.
Not as much as I smack yours.
You really? I feel like I smack yours more.
I like eat drum rhythm on your butt.
Well, you do it when I'm sleeping, though, so I don't even know it's happening.
Yeah, exactly.
But I feel like you maybe touch mine more, but I feel like I hit yours more.
I drum on it. Each drum.
Yeah, but how often do you drum?
Today I did. What was it? Fuck, I knew the song too earlier. I was like, yes.
I'm not even aware of these things. I'm asleep.
No, you were awake since you've been home from work.
Earlier? Oh, it was in the shower? Because you were drumming on my butt.
That's a nice boulder.
I love you, Anna. Dean Approved says, yo, how are you guys? Thanks to the super chat, Dean Approved. Good to hear from you. I haven't heard from you in a hot minute, but you always bring a smile to my face, Dean Approved. I'm doing well. Jeff's doing well. Anna, doing well. Okay. Fair.
I'm awake. Like, that's my sleep schedule's been so fucked. I hate being awake. I hate it. I love sleeping. Sleeping is the best fucking thing in the whole world. But I woke up because I was like, I have something to do today. And I was like, ugh. I went to bed at like, I don't even know when the sun was coming up. And then I was like, oh my God, I have to wake up. And then I was like, why do I have to wake up today? And I was like, oh, I got to do like 2 streams today. And I was like, but they're with people I like, so I'm okay. So I went to Starbucks. I got Tulip a puppuccino, and everyone was like, oh my gosh, your dog's so cute. And I was like, I know. Fuck yeah, I know. My dog's the cutest dog in the world. So fuck you to that asshole that said she was ugly on Instagram.
Aww.
I know. Somebody also said that I look like I was 42, and I was like, fuck you. I'm not even going to respond to that.
People can suck it. Haters going to hate. What can you do? I think that's cute. I haven't seen that picture yet, but now I got to go look because that sounds adorable. I'm going to actually go do that right now.
Oh, it's just like I'm sitting on my chair and Tulip like is popping up behind me, and she's so little.
But it's a picture with Tulip. I got a really, I won't, give anybody's names and whatnot, but I had a fun, one of my friends posted an Instagram picture of her Halloween costume. Mm-hmm. And it was very sexy. And another one of our mutual friends saw it, and he was like, okay, I know I'm such a creep for text, because we've all known each other for a while, and he's decently older than her, and she's someone we've all sort of treated like a kid sister. And he was like, I feel like such a creep for thinking the thoughts I'm thinking about this picture. And I'm texting you to exercise, like to get them out of me, so that because I don't think she would appreciate hearing them.
Aww.
I thought that was cute. Like it is the weird thing though when you grow up and I went through that with having a little sister, of getting to that age where like guys are macking on your little sister. And I've had
weird.
I've had certain other friends too that have been basically like little sisters for me. And then you get to that point where you grow up and they start dating and you're like, I want to punch all the men in the face. But I'm a very protective.
It was when they were a baby.
Fake sibling. Speaking of Halloween, though, I'm loving your costume. I know, actually, this next super chat mentions it too. So we'll
my Star Trek.
Oh yeah. That's a really cute Tulip picture.
I know, she's so little.
She doesn't look.
I missed her so much when I was gone. My mom texted me and she's like, because I was at the Grand Canyon. She's like, "Where's Tulip?" And I was like, "I had to get a babysitter."
You know what this? Oh God, that must have been terrible.
It was. I missed her so much.
That feels. This picture, like just the angle and the shoot of it. This picture reminds me of something you would see in those like celebrity interviews in like fashion magazines.
Yeah.
Where they have like the oh my lifestyle, and then like the whole photo shoot that like represents who they are as a person right now. This would be your like, oh my God, yours would be like my COVID lifestyle, and all your like cute but still comfortable looking around the house stuff with all of your like socially distanced activities with like Tulip and the cats and what have you, and that'd be your whole spread. Your interview would be like your art in quarantine and shit.
You mean shithead 1 and shithead 2?
How quarantine has changed you as a person, and how dealing with the struggles of your deaf cats has opened your mind to how like disability and intersectionality affects all of us. Like normal Hollywood stuff, right? Some days I think I'm too good at that.
Yeah, sometimes it gets scary.
People, it's like when you cross your eyes when they would tell you like if you do it long enough they'll get stuck. Mm-hmm. It's like you start doing the fake wokeness thing long enough, and then it just becomes real. You're like, I can't stop. Like, I know this is evil, but I can't stop drinking kale smoothies and going to yoga. What is happening to me?
Ew, kale smoothie sounds disgusting.
Oh my god, that just gave me a great idea. I need a pen for like a really good satire. Oh my god, yes.
Okay.
I just had an idea for an amazing satire, and you're gonna love it. I'll have to tell you about it later, but I'm gonna write it down so I don't forget. Cool. But yeah, I didn't have a pen nearby, so I was just getting squeaky and excited about this idea. All right, Anna, you should read the super chat because it's about you anyway, and I'm gonna write that.
Okay, Mr. Another, thank you for the super chat. I hope my favorite Queen of Swords and Hobbit of Endor is doing well. And I loved your Star Trek costume. That was amazing. Wesley Crusher cosplay.
Oh my god, the way your voice just fell there. Oh gosh.
I'm glad that you put JK at the end of that, because that, oh my goodness.
It's Mr. Another. You know he's always
I know.
We love him.
Yeah, you see, I hadn't like pre-read it, so that was my actual reaction.
I love it. It was God, you can't see, that's like you say you have no desire to act and whatnot, but that's why I think if you had the right director who knew that you weren't an actor and didn't like to act, they could get a really great performance out of you because it would be so natural. I think that's if with the right director, someone could throw you in a movie and really do amazing things.
I could be like Eddie Murphy in Bullfinger, or they're like, he doesn't know that he's in a movie, and Steve Martin and like his actors just go up to him and read lines, and they just film his reaction. And they're like, he doesn't need to know the lines. What happens in a movie, like an action movie? The camera pans in, the hero runs towards the bad guys, he runs away from the bad guys.
Oh my god. Yep, that's how movies are made. That's exactly how movies are made.
Have you seen that movie? It's so good.
I actually haven't yet. Jeff and I have been talking about watching it.
Oh, it's like they're making fun of like Tom Cruise.
Yeah,
how all he does is run, but then they also like make fun of Scientology.
Oh, I love it. I definitely.
It's so good. You'll really enjoy it.
I really need to watch this. I really definitely need to watch this.
Well, because there's one scene where like the stunt double, he has to run across the freeway, and so it's Eddie Murphy because he's playing two different characters. He's playing the Tom Cruise character and then like the lookalike stunt double, and so he's like, this seems kind of dangerous, and he's Steve Martin. He's just like, no, everyone on these cars are professional stuntmen. And he's like, oh, that's smart. So they actually film him running across a real freeway.
Oh my god.
And he's like, all right, well, you need to do it again.
Oh my god.
It's so funny.
Oh my god. I definitely have to see this. Oh my god. I can't stop. What did I say? Drinking kale smoothies and going to yoga. All right. That's the inspiration for this satire.
Yoga just sounds like a place I would never want to go to.
What does?
Yoga.
Yeah, I have no balance to begin with. The yoga poses are not really conducive to like my body shape and what it does. And I don't like quiet meditation like that. The only time I've ever actually enjoyed, so I've never attended a yoga class. I've done certain yoga positions that were incorporated into like stretching for some of the sports I've done, or even like at Krav Maga. Sometimes they'll do yoga stretches. And the only time I've ever enjoyed it, though, and actually like willingly done yoga, was when I was a teenager at summer camp. One of the camp director was willing to. She would get up early, like one morning out of the week, and take anyone who wanted to sign up to go do yoga on a lake at like 7 a.m. And if you did, then when you were done, we got to go swim in the lake. And we might have gotten like a special breakfast or something like that if we were part of that crew, or we might have gotten to skip morning chores or something fun like that. So it was like you went really to go swimming and skip chores and all that, and it was great. You know, it was a horse camp, so you had to do like morning barn chores and things like that. And by default, because you've got this like misty lake at sunrise and you're doing yoga on a beach, by default, the yoga becomes like kind of enjoyable because it's, you know, it just fits the whole aesthetic. And you're like, this is really fun. And that is the only time I've ever enjoyed doing it. Other than that, they're like, none of it's for me. People are like, but it's so good for meditation and finding your balance. And I'm like, yes, so is standing on the balls of your feet and pounding the shit out of a heavy bag. That's how I meditate. That is how I find my balance. So,
I don't really need balance. I'm fine with being clumsy.
I
think it's endearing.
That's how I find my internal balance, though, is punching shit. I definitely found like I need physical outlets for my.
I just don't like the idea of being in like a group setting, if that makes sense. I'll do it if it's like I'm watching like a thing on like my TV and I'm just with like the TV instructor and I'm in the comfort of my own home. I very much loathe having to go to like a class full of people.
Makes sense. That's why I love Krav for a variety of reasons. One, doing the actual levels. Obviously, you know, it's you're like learning a specific skill and you're doing it with a partner and stuff like that. But that's why I love their bag classes as like a basic fitness one, because it's all Krav Maga people. So it's all a certain mindset. It's not just like your regular gym people and like, oh, I'm here to make for my Instagram photo and like just this class of people are all here to get in shape for whatever reason. It's all people who are already have that like Krav Maga mindset, who are all kind of like a little tough, want to beat the shit out of something, and don't really need to be like handheld through the drills or like taught how to do these things. So the classes end up, plus it's a heavy bag and everyone gets their own heavy bag. So your whole class, your whole world is kind of like you in the bag. And it's not structured the way you think like a spin class where it's like one instructor at the front of the room and everyone focusing on the instructor and like, you know, yelling encouragement to your partners or people next to you. It's like you're in your own little world with your bag. You're doing your own shit, listening to the instructor, watching him demonstrates what to do on the bags. And then you're just doing the repetitions by yourself on the bag. You're only focused on that. If the instructor says anything, it's either something like very general or specifically just to you. So I really like it because it's like, that's how I can tolerate a group class. I could never go to like Planet Fitness and do a spin class or something like that. But with Krav, because I can get that, because I like having somebody else telling me, like driving the class, you know, an instructor, because then it helps me push myself harder and further. But then I also, it's not so too social that it rings my bells of like, too many people. Because I feel like you and I have very similar, there's a couple ways, like there's a couple types of crowds that you tolerate better than I do and vice versa. But you and I feel like have very similar like thresholds when it comes to how much human we're willing to tolerate.
Oh yeah, and it's almost none.
Very little, very minimal. It's like a secret club of people that I can stomach for more than 24 straight hours. And you're in it, was we discovered at Celebration.
We did. Hey, is something up with your internet because you've like kind of cutting in and out and roboting?
Probably. I haven't noticed anything on my end, but it's been running really slow today across the board. So I haven't noticed anything, but that it doesn't mean there's nothing wrong with it. Let's see these super chats. I want to go through this list though, because I'm very excited to see what you think of and what I think of Japan's 25 weirdest vending machines. Borg Porg says, Anna, don't forget to download Star Wars Jedi Knight Jedi Academy. Beat the game first before.
Hello?
Oh, can you not hear me?
I can now. You're cutting in and out. That's why.
Blurg. That's why I don't even have my camera on, because I knew I wouldn't be able to hold the thing today. I also, as the cats have knocked down more slats of our blinds, it's just impossible to do camera on from this position in the afternoon because of where the sun comes in. Just a horrible backlight, and there's nothing to do to compensate it.
Well, hey, tonight is my last, for season 1 at least, the last watch party with Drunk 3PO, because we're finishing up season 1, and then we're going to move our show to Mondays, and so you and I will be able to move our show up to later in the evening.
That sounds good to me. Yeah, we'll figure out what time we're gonna.
Because you and I both learned that 2 p.m. in the afternoon is too early for us.
Realistically, we could just even move it back to like 3 or 4, which is kind of when we start half the time anyway. So
yeah,
even that's fine with me. Because that's one of the things, like, we realized this, Anna and I realized this, that we talked about, you know, what trying to move the stream is like, oh, we could just move it to in the evening. Oh, if we move it back too much, then or if we move back to a certain place, because Mary streams right after this too. So we don't want to be, it's fine, you know, obviously if we're overlapping with each other a little bit, but we don't want to be starting a stream when Mary starts a stream, you know, because we don't want to we're not trying to take views away from anybody else or whatnot. So we realized the complications of like, oh, we actually are considerate people who care about when everyone else is streaming and don't want to be dicks. So maybe this scheduling musical chairs is going to be a little bit more delicate than we thought. But I'm confident that we're going to find a solution that is good for everyone, right?
We will.
realistically, my biggest one of my biggest concerns with making sure we don't overlap with Mary is she's been my number one substitute when you're away. So if we crisscross with her, I gotta find a new backup. But yes, the Borg says you got to download, you got to play the thing before do the thing, game stuff that I know less about right now. But Jeff and I have that Xbox coming. We had it on the pre-order, so unless anything gets effity with Amazon, we should be getting it soon. And Jeff and I are going to be going Twitch, doing our Twitch hardcore, starting when that gets here. We've been talking about there's going to be a lot of Halo in my future, and I'm very excited for that. Anthony Shirley says, turned out I'm scared of where.
What? Oh no, she's cutting out again. Can you guys hear her, or is it just me that can't hear her?
I don't know. Can you hear me? No, you can't hear me now?
You're like hardcore roboting.
Okay, so I'm not barely coming through for you then. All right, chat. Can you chat hear me? It sounds like I'm cutting out across the board for people. Doing to robots. Okay. Jeff's not even on his computer. He's in the bathroom on a phone call. All right. So am I back yet, or am I still cracking?
Yeah, you're back. It's just it's funny whenever you go to like make a point, you robot out.
That makes sense. It probably is just YouTube censoring me, right? Just keep letting me know whenever it starts to happen, since obviously it's going to be an issue today. But what I was reading Anthony Shirley's super chat. Turns out I'm scared of werewolves, not furries. So that's good. He was afraid of furries the other day, but apparently it's just werewolves. So that's good, I guess. Oh my God, werewolves are nothing more than man puppies. I
wouldn't agree with that, but
it's an adorable way to put it. Man puppies.
You know who was like the best werewolf, or like I would say the hottest werewolf, was Hugh Jackman when he became a werewolf
in Van Helsing.
But that's 100% because when it turns back into human, it's Hugh Jackman.
Definitely true. Although I have
in that movie, the girl's name was Anna, and so I got to hear like Hugh Jackman say my name. So I'm incredibly biased.
Oh my God! Don't even. He's so pretty. What was I gonna say? Also, I gotta say that around that same time, I feel like werewolves were in at that period in time, but I feel like a lot of the werewolf CGI made them like really skinny and more humanoid. Like even like the ones in Harry Potter, the way they did those.
Oh yeah, they're anorexic.
Yeah, and a lot of werewolves at the time felt like either very human looking, like Supernatural when they first started doing werewolves, didn't have a huge budget yet. And all that kind of stuff. And so one of the refreshing things with Van Helsing was like actually having this big roided out, wolfy werewolf. I appreciated that. Not to say that he was sexy as a werewolf, but he was a more aesthetically pleasing werewolf. And then he did in fact turn back to huge into
he was a fluffy puppy, and then he became sexy man.
Exactly. So a man puppy, I guess that works. Think about it. Now that I've got Hugh Jackman,
okay, you're hardcore roboting.
Oh, boop.
Maybe like reset your router.
We just did not too long ago because we actually moved it. So like yesterday, I think was the last time it got rebooted, and it shouldn't need it that often. But I mean, the network's probably clogged right now. Am I still doing it, or am I back?
No, it's starting to be like if you start talking fast.
More.
Oh, see, like just now, you just did it.
Okay. Derp. Let me see. I just don't want to, because I think Jeff's just on the phone, so it should be fine if I pull the router then. Just like with my phone, sometimes if it should be fine. In worst case, he drops the call and he can call back. So let me see then. Let me scroll this down. Yeah, like even this is barely. All right. Because I want to leave you guys with something fun and pretty. If I'm going to have to reboot the router. All right. Can you hear me right now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I think we will reboot the router.
I can just talk.
Yeah, so I'll let you hold on the show, but I just wanted to leave you with flying fish soup, the first thing that you can get out of a Japanese vending machine.
Oh, that's disgusting.
So I just wanted to scroll down to that and leave that for you while I did a hard reset.
That sounds terrible.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Why?
So I will leave you guys to contemplate flying fish soup, and it's going to cut me out here in just a sec because I'm going to go reboot our router and see if that's going to fix some of our issues. All right, BRB.
Oh, sweet Jesus. No. Ew. It's probably going to bump her out too. And then hopefully it will lose this disgusting image that's on the screen. Let's read this. It's kind of like chicken broth, except it's fish inside a plastic bottle in a vending machine, becoming more popular in cities like, oh God, I can barely read this. Osaka, Hiroshima, and Koito. This machine is run by a restaurant that is notorious for its undone noodles. Undone noodles are thick wheat noodles that are popular in Japan. Oh my God, no! That just sounds disgusting. Why? You know what? People, to each their own. That if somebody wanted to torture me for information and they said, we're going to pour this down your throat, I'll be like, what do you want to know? Because I'll tell you. Just don't do that to me. But, oh yeah, somebody says, now imagine how it smells when you open the bottle. I know. Gross. No. Gross. Hell no. But to be fair, I'm like very biased and I'm not a fish person. I don't like seafood or anything that has to do with fish. Oh, there we go. Jesse rebooted her router. So, what do you guys want to talk about? I could just go on and on about Henry Cavill, but I mean, I doubt people really want to hear about that. I did a really fun stream with Critical Drinker yesterday. We talked about Star Trek. We went over and reviewed The Voyage Home, which is one of my favorite movies. It's so funny and it's feel good and it's got the OG cast and it's like, oh my goodness, right in the feels. Let's see what else could I talk about? Oh yeah, I'm like basically addicted to Mario Kart now. I'm trying to like level up and just get better and get all the gear and whatchamacallit and learning all the racetracks. Also, the Nintendo Switch, it's like pretty awesome because it's got a screen. Then you can detach the controllers. You can put it on one individual controller. You can connect it to the TV and play it through the TV if you don't want to look at the small screen. And then also each controller can turn into its own individual controllers. And so me and Peaches were playing and he set it up on the TV so we could play Mario Kart against each other. He is far better than I am, but he usually is with video games that he's never played. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just a thing. But I have a hard time getting skill level up in video games, whereas I feel like everyone else in the world, you just hand them the controller and they're instantly better than I am. So it's one of those things. But yeah, I'm really enjoying playing it. I tried playing that. There was a Link game that came with it, and I can't do anything because it's like, okay, you need to go find where the people found you because you don't have memory. But you can't get to the place where the people found you because there's plants in the way and you can't lift them because for whatever reason, Link has no strength. And everyone that I talk to doesn't have any information for me. So I was like, I don't like games like this. So I stopped. I think I would have not been able to get through KOTOR if I didn't have an entire chat of people telling me exactly what to do. Because I would just get frustrated and just stop playing it. So that's kind of where I am with the Link and Zelda game. I know everyone's telling me to get the other Zelda game, so maybe I'll test that out. But yeah. What else can I talk about? Oh, I woke up. I had a really good sleep. You know when you like go to sleep and you knock out so hard that when you wake up, you're like in the same position that you fell asleep in because you just like knocked out like a rock. So I am on like a weird sleep schedule, so I'm awake. Well, I guess for me it's normal. For the rest of the world, it's not so normal. But I go to sleep like when the sun starts coming up, so about at dawn. And last night I just was physically tired. Oh, hey Jesse, and I decided to like binge watch Castlevania, and I'm still kind of like meh with it.
Meh.
Nah.
It's a good show. We should watch it.
I'll take. I do kind of want to take a watch just to see what's up with it. How'd you guys fare without me?
Oh, I was just like, what should I talk about? And then I was just kind of telling everyone about my day and the Mario Kart and the what else did I talk about? I don't even. Oh, I read part of that fish thing that was gross.
Oh, yep. That's the fish, the flying fish soup. It's kind of
that sounds terrible.
Oh my god, let's hit that list. I'm excited. Am I coming through better now?
Much.
Awesome.
Holy shit. I'm in a family group text, and of course I don't want it. I could give two fucking shits about the election. Guess how many notifications I have on my phone?
Like over 100.
Oh, less. It was only 52, but actually one of them is from you.
No. What was I going to say was, oh yeah, if you're just joining us, to press the like button because we are still not over 100 likes yet, and we do.
Oh no, we're really close.
No, we're very close. We're only about 20 likes away, and I think if everyone presses right now, we'll probably get there pretty quickly. I've just been forgetting to remind everyone. But we do have this flying fish soup. It's kind of like chicken broth, except it's a fish inside a plastic bottle in a vending machine. Becoming more popular in cities like Osaka, Hiroshima, and Kyoto, this machine is run by a restaurant that is notorious for its udon noodles. Udon noodles are thick wheat noodles that are popular in Japan, often submerged in a broth featuring fish broth. This particular broth made by the restaurant has become a favorite, so they do what any self-respecting restaurateur would do. They bottled full fish inside what appeared to be beverage bottles and made them publicly available for the price of about $6.
That's terrible.
So it's actually, as you can kind of see, there's a fish inside this bottle.
Oh, no. Now it's even worse.
This is dead fish. But
There's a fucking fish in it? No.
Yeah, so you can take this delicious broth home and, make udon noodle soup in your home. Live rhinoceros beetles.
What?
Yep. Live rhinoceros beetles. Not the least of all randomness is the vending machine containing live beetles. For bug collectors, it's an amazing thing to have access to these creatures, but for activists, it seems a bit cruel to keep these bugs locked away out of their natural habitat. It wasn't always that way. In fact, collecting live bugs is thought to be central to the education for young children in Japan, and gathering them was once an immersive way for them to learn about the bug's natural habitat. With the natural environments declining, these vending machines are thought to serve as a substitute, providing the same access to future generations. However, activists feel the very comparison of a live animal by its existence in a vending machine to a bottle of cola or an electronic gadget sends the wrong message. It's not hard to see why this has become a peculiar gray area for the vending machine scene. Thoughts, Anna, on live rhinoceros beetles as a form of bringing nature to Tokyo's youth?
No. I'm
just
but you know what's funny though is that this has to be popular for them to justify having a vending machine full of it. And then also you got to think about it. They have to have a constant supply of these beetles.
Mm-hmm.
So there's got to be like a beetle vending machine factory.
Yeah. Where they've got them all like on ice, so they're like.
How many people go out and buy this shit every single day?
And it's someone's job to just like take tongs and pull these like partially hibernated beetles out of and put them into tubes and put them into boxes and send them to vending machines all over the cities.
I'm so deeply confused.
Children can buy, beetles, and it looks like something colorful. I know that's food for the beetle. The one thing is, it looks like chips made out of tomatoes. That is probably some sort of food source. But I
don't understand this. What's the next one?
Yeah, I think we're ready. I can't, like, trying to process the point of the Beatles is hurting my head. Pizza. That's a thing.
That's more reasonable.
Pizza, but pizza out of a coin-operated machine. Italians everywhere are dramatically sobbing and shaking their clenched fists at the idea of this. But I guess you can't knock it until you've tried it. There's something comforting about knowing you can have a hot pizza available 24/7. This machine has been routinely drawing and pleasing crowds in Hiroshima, Japan since its inception in a local video and CD rental shop earlier.
Oh, damn it. She's cutting out again. Can everyone hear me?
Naturally good, though, could be a matter of opinion.
Oh, no. Jesse,
I just kind of
we missed everything you just said, or at least I did, because I could not hear anything you said.
Oh, well, could you guys read it down here with your eyes? There, I'll have it here so you can read it in case you can't hear it. This is kind of brilliant, though. Think about it. Like, I don't know how long it takes to, cook your pizza from a machine, but or if you just push and it comes right out, like, it's great. You rent your movie, and then you just go push your button. It vends you your pizza, and you got pizza in a movie, and you're ready to go.
How much is it, though?
I don't know. I'm more concerned with the quality than the cost, honestly, if I'm being perfectly honest here.
Well, yeah, but I mean, let's say it's like the best pizza you've ever had, but it's coming from a vending machine, and it's like, for that little one that the kid has, it's like $25. Like, I'd rather get like an extra large pizza that would be $25,
If it's the best pizza in the world, though, I mean, no, if it's not that great, I'm with you. Like, if it's like $10 for that much pizza and it's pretty decent, okay. All right. Well, moving on. Ties. Okay. I mean, I could see why this is smart.
That's still more reasonable than the fish juice and the Beetles.
Most things are more reasonable. I can actually see where this could actually come in handy.
Yeah.
When it comes to items that are more convenient than weird. Oh God, I can't read that next sentence. It's a pun. Yeah, that's a great point. You get some stain your tie before a big meeting, hit the vending machine. Realize your tie doesn't match your shirt, hit the vending machine. Suddenly get a job interview on the fly and you don't have time to go home and change, hit the vending machine. For around 1,000 yen, which is less than $10 US. So that's pretty good. That's a pretty solid one. So see, that's where Japan's technology is making their lives easier and more convenient instead of just weirder. Honor system umbrellas.
So you don't even pay, you just pick it up and you drop it back off?
I guess that's the idea. You just take it when you need it and leave it when you don't.
All right.
So the climate in Japan can be hit or miss with humidity climbing in the summer months, so it's going to always be prepared. Daido, a popular beverage company, has decided to do a goodwill gesture by offering the people of Japan honor system-style umbrellas for rent along with their refreshing beverages. It seems like a totally foreign concept to most of us from America and a costly experiment since there is no purchase required. All that Daido asks is that customers return the umbrella once they are finished with them. This initiative focused on caring for fellow Samaritans has been such a hit that they have extended the rental umbrella concept to 500 vending machines nationwide. Damn, that's pretty cool. It's a test in altruism. It's kind of neat. I like that idea. I like that there's a company out there willing to lean on goodwill, humanitarian goodwill as its model. That's kind of cool.
I wonder though, like, what about like how do they make money off of it?
I don't think they do. I think this is just their beverage company, so they just decided to do this as a fun thing for. It's like if Coke did this in a rainy city, just for the sake of doing something nice, and it's like it only lasts as long as there are umbrellas in it, and so it relies on people returning them. So if people want the service, they've got to do it, and I guess Japanese culture is kind of more set up for that. Japanese culture is more designed around actually thinking about your fellow man on your day-to-day practices. Ours is more about thinking about how to screw over my fellow man in our day-to-day practices. But yeah, that's pretty neat. Eggs, vending machine eggs.
I could see how that'd be handy.
Yeah, you forget something this morning? Your cell phone, your keys, a dozen eggs? Don't worry, because Japan has got you covered. These machines have become particularly beloved in more rural areas where there aren't 24-hour shops or the economies to justify them. Makes sense. Locals have depended on these machines to get their fresh eggs for decades. Huh. That's neat. And it looks like the way the machine is, it's just like a locker system, you know? So it's very simple to implement. Obviously, it's probably not even refrigerated because Japanese, the way that Japanese culture is about their fresh produce like this, they're like, if the milk wasn't out of the cow, this didn't come out of the cow this morning, it's too old. So they probably don't even need to refrigerate their eggs because these are probably, you know, straight from the chicken, especially if they're in rural communities. You know, farmers just probably, you know, they're probably eggs that have been collected that they probably have systems, you know, that eggs that are collected that morning go into the vending machine over the course of the day. They're very efficient like that. So it does seem totally ludicrous and suspect that you would find fresh eggs within a metal locker in a freestanding vending machine. But apparently the brand is very dependable and perfect for your latest ramen concoction or breakfast sandwich. But yeah, no, it makes sense. And it would be, I mean, like there's a lot of kind of like New Zealand is a place, you know, it's a small country. So their produce gets to the supermarkets quicker. They don't refrigerate their eggs because eggs have a very long unrefrigerated shelf life. We're just accustomed to doing it because it extends the shelf life so much more. Plus, a lot of the eggs that we end up getting, you know, have probably been out of the chicken for a decent amount of time because of, you know, the where our agriculture is in this country versus where the humans are that need to eat. So, a shout out to Mary in the chat. She says, I loved living in Japan for exactly this reason.
For all of the random vending machines?
Well, the convenience. I mean, imagine that. Like, hey, it's like, crap. It's 2 a.m. I'm drunk and I really, really want scrambled eggs and the store is closed. I can just go down to the vending machine and get them instead. Hooray. Balls of lettuce. You know, like it falls under the same, you know, convenience factor as the eggs do. It just looks so weird to see a more traditional vending machine with a head of lettuce in it.
I'm so confused.
Right.
Because first off, well, I don't eat vegetables, so I'm just looking at this and I'm just like, why? Like, why on earth would you just... okay, I guess maybe there's not a store around and everything's in a vending machine, so I guess, but all right.
According to this, vegetables in vending machines are totally normal here. Other items of produce you can find include bananas, potatoes, apples, broccoli, and other greens. I mean, I guess if that's a thing, like if you're just used to like, hey, I need a head of lettuce, just swing by the local vending machine to grab my, like you do like the vending machine walk of fame to make your salad. Like if it's what you're used to, it just looks so bizarre. Like that should be a bag of chips or a Coca-Cola and not a fucking head of lettuce.
I mean, I guess when you need your lettuce, you need your lettuce.
I guess so. And when you need your canned bread. Canned bread is so scary. It's canned bread. It's the scariest thing in the world. So I only discovered things like canned bread and like canned whole chickens and stuff like that when Jeff and I watched Cutthroat Kitchen, which is a wonderful Food Network show where the whole point was sabotaging the other contestants with these crazy sabotages that the host Alton Brown cooked up. And so some of them would be like swapping your ingredients. So let's say like it was a dish where you needed fresh bread. It was like swap your sandwich bread for canned bread, basically. So that's where I learned about this stuff and learned about exactly how nasty it is. Because it always comes out like soggy and weird and stuff. Yeah, the main thing seems to be, let's see, that it's easy to brand the bread with various novelty themes, which makes it attractive to the Japanese who love their quirky collections. There's also the variety factor, and we're not talking whole wheat versus sourdough. The canned bread varieties in Japan include strawberry, chocolate, green tea, butter, raisin, and milk.
Raisin, sign me up.
Milk bread. Do you want milk bread?
I really don't.
Can I just bring your guys' attention to the fact that this can literally says good luck on it in French. That's what bon chance means. It means good luck. So when you buy your can of canned bread, it is already telling you, good luck, you're going to need it. So I just think that's magical. I'm actually going to take a screenshot of this so I can highlight that fact later for the good people of the world. Oh, also, quick question to the chat. Anyone else reminded of this? So that asteroid was supposed to like hit us yesterday and kill us all. I mean, obviously it didn't because we're still here. But they were predicting an asteroid collision for yesterday, a potential one. Anyone else think of that moment from the good old End of the World Flash video where some asteroid looks at us and just goes, "Well, fuck this." Because
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh my god, you don't know the End of the World Flash?
No.
Okay, so here's the Earth. You may be thinking that is a sweet Earth. Wrong. No, none of this is from. Okay, I'm sending this to you later. You have to watch. I wonder if this is. I probably would get copy claimed for it because I'm pretty sure it's on YouTube now. I'm going to post this in this link in the chat. Because this really feels a lot like it feels pretty relevant still today.
That's kind of convenient for the people that were saying that the world was going to end like on the United States election day.
Apparently there was actually an asteroid that was on a potential collision course with the US or with the Earth.
Okay, I was going to
just the US. Sorry. No, with the entire Earth.
Those coincidences are a little too close.
Highly suspect. No, with the entire Earth. Go big boy, go home. Who remembers that? Fucking kangaroos. So what I really want to do though, I really want to just clip the part where it's like, and meanwhile some asteroid is like, well, fuck that, and just put 2020 on the top of it. Anyway, if you guys don't know this Flash, you should absolutely watch it because it's still hilarious. And I'm gonna make Anna watch it later. It's amazing. It's from Albino Black Sheep back in the day. It's just a couple of minutes, but it's a lot of fun. And but that's really like, I really feel like asteroids at this point are looking at the Earth and going, well, fuck this. We have canned bread. Moving on. Milk bread. Bug snacks.
What?
You want some bug snacks?
No.
Are you sure?
I'm very, very sure. I don't want anything from this damn machine.
But who doesn't like to snack on a crunchy cricket once in a while?
There is nothing that's shown up yet that I would buy.
Salty silkworm?
No.
No? All right. Well, ladybugs, wasps, stink bugs. The phrase entomophagy has begun. That's a terrible phrase. It literally means eating bugs. It's just a terrible sounding phrase. It is sure to pick the curiosity of no. Nope. All right. Homemade curried rice. This I think I could fuck with.
I don't like curry.
I do. So the Japanese curry. Yeah, I like Japanese curry. Thai curry is better. Let's see. Eating curry from even a slightly unsavory food truck or dingy establishment is risky at the best of times, but some people will try anything once. Eating curried rice out of vending machines just seemed like a recipe for disaster, for a very inconvenient disaster. In Japan, however, curry is a nationally loved food, and this vending machine located at Coin Snack Palace 24, which is, I'm sure, just that, a vending machine plaza, as you can clearly see. It's like instead of a food truck plaza, it's a vending machine plaza. Oh man. On the island of Shikoku, tends to be on the rarer side. In a behind-the-scenes look at how it operates, the content seems to be a pretty high standard, seeing as the 75-year-old owner, Tadashi Yoshimoto, grows the rice himself, refilling the machine twice daily. God damn. He has been operating this way for 40 years with many loyal followers, and that's devotion to vending. That's cool. To me, that's like this really neat blend of that, like, of the Japanese, of their strides in culture with their dedication to, like, you know, quality produce and healthy produce and healthy eating and stuff, is like a vending machine that dispenses homemade, all, you know, like homegrown fucking curry rice. That's sort of neat. I would eat that from that machine for sure.
I would not.
Sushi socks.
Yeah.
Socks that come in rules. That's adorable. Admit it, it's weird, but it's darn cute. Maybe you just stepped in a puddle, and maybe you're hungry and got bamboozled for what you thought was going to be some tasty maki. Huh. Whatever the case may be, one thing is for certain, this is an impulse purchase you could never regret. Ha! These socks dispensed by the vending machine come lovingly prepared to appear like a piece of sushi. I would never want to unroll them.
Because they're just socks, right?
Yeah, they're just socks. They're just rolled to look like sushi. It's kind of neat. That actually would be a really great souvenir gift. Be like, I got you sushi socks out of a vending machine. Here you go.
Yeah.
Surgical masks.
Oh, that'll be handy now.
Right? I feel like we'll start seeing... I feel like Japan's not the only place who's going to have these after a little while. This will become a thing. Yep. Dog... Oh my god. You can buy a dog wig from a vending machine in Japan.
How high in demand do those have to be to have an entire vending machine dedicated to them?
I was going to go a slightly different way with that, but start my sentence the same way. Mine was going to be, how high do you have to be to purchase a dog wig from a vending machine?
They obviously are making some kind of profit if they're able to stay in business.
This is incredible. I don't even know what to do with this. Oh my god. I think this is so cute, and I don't know what to do. This dog looks like a grandma now, and I'm just very pleased. If they have one for cats, I'm going to Japan ASAP. Sweet Pea, they probably do. Or you can just get a honestly, a dachshund-sized wig would probably fit most cats. So there you go. That's what I've done when I want, to dress up my cats. But unfortunately, there are more things for dogs. You just get the small size stuff. Fits them pretty much the same. Pancake needs that wig. He looked very distinguished indeed. Indeed. Let's see. So dog wigs. Maybe your dog is having a midlife crisis or really admired the latest Lady Gaga video and wants to sport a similar look. We don't know why these exist, and honestly, it's probably the very last thing any dog truly wants to wear. Yep. All right. Floral arrangements. That's neat. That's a smart thing. It's cool how it's the... I'm very confused as to how all the doors...
That's a little bit more reasonable because, I don't know, maybe Valentine's Day or something.
Absolutely. Valentine's, Mother's Day, Anniversary. It's just a great, the reason why supermarkets all have, most supermarkets have little florist sections is because it's a niche thing that you just sometimes need, for convenience. And, why not just throw them in a vending machine? Mm-hmm. That's very, yeah. Origami. That's weird, pre-made origami pieces.
Huh.
There's a vending, okay. So, Wings of Crane. Oh, that's cool. Hopes to bring meaningful employment to members of the community and close the gap between understanding those with disability. Produced by 3 women, you can purchase a box with all 5 designs for 200 yen or less than $2. That's interesting. So they're trying to... I guess they're trying to use it to employ people to make the origami shapes to sell for it. So people who can't get traditional employment could, fold origami things and sell them, kind of. I don't know. Sort of neat. It's weird because, I don't know. It's a weird little bit of insight into what social justice might look like in another country, which I'm curious about, and maybe that may become something that I want to look into more and more, because social justice is so broken in our culture right now, in our country. I'm curious as to what it looks like on the ground and in the day-to-day practices of other countries, because while there's some certain themes have certainly permeated globally, it's not, just like conservative and liberal mean different things in other countries as they do here. Social justice means something different. So it would be interesting to see what kind of what kind of issues and how, you know, certain other, especially non-English speaking countries focus on. Ha! Canned coffee endorsed by Tommy Lee Jones.
Of course that exists. Of course it does.
Now, this is a product I'm 100% behind. Have you seen the commercials, like his Japanese commercials?
I have not.
They're so weird. They're
Why?
I can't actually explain them to you. You just have to watch them. Just look up Tommy Lee Jones Japanese commercials.
Okay.
I'm gonna see.
Is he like super popular over there?
Yeah, apparently he's huge. He does these like commercial contracts, which is funny too, because all of the commercials he does for them are like these really bizarre, off the wall, like goofy, weird things that are not American at all. And yet he's the guy who like hated working with Jim Carrey in
I was just thinking, I'm like, doesn't he like hate Goofy?
Right? That's why it's so bizarre. Like, he's the guy who hated working with Jim Carrey in Batman Forever because he was too goofy for him. And yet he does these off-the-wall Japanese commercials that he does with, like, perfect seriousness. It's bizarre. But, yeah.
Maybe they just pay him really well to put up with it.
Yeah. I mean, maybe. Let's see. His notoriety seems to be less to do with his extensive film career and more specifically the character he plays as Alien Jones in the television ads. He is supposedly paid
Alien Jones?
Alien Jones. He is supposedly paid a whopping $1 million for every 6-month run of his commercials. Wow.
Good for him.
Here you go. If you're curious, you can catch a compilation of the ads lovingly compiled on YouTube here. So.
Should I go to my cousin's wedding this weekend as a Vulcan? No response. I guess that means she cut out. Oh, no. Well, hello, everyone. I guess it's just me and you. Oh, no. Jesse, come back. All right. So this is like, it's just hurting my head. And I feel like I'm still sleeping. Because, you know, it usually, this might be a weird thing. I don't know if anyone else has to deal with this. But whenever I wake up, oh no, she's gone. Okay, it's just me. Okay, so you guys have to listen to my story. So whenever I wake up, I need at least like a good hour of chill time. And what I mean by chill time is like I might like be awake, my eyes might be open, I might not be like unconscious, but I'm not awake yet. And so I need like at least an hour after I wake up out of the REM sleep, and I need to just lay there. I need to read something, just go about my day, usually not getting out of bed and just laying there and like just waiting for my body to like wake up, if that makes sense. And so I didn't get that because I woke up late and I had to like drive over to Starbucks. And I feel like just reading this article, I'm in some weird, bizarre dream and it's not over. Like, so I feel like I'm still in that wake up phase of my day. And now Jesse's gone and I'm here by myself. So what to talk about? It's not like I don't do this like all the time, but, so I've been working on this really big project, which is kind of why I haven't done any videos on my channel in a while, but I'm really excited to like show you guys this and just to see everyone's reaction to it. I think people are really, really, really going to like it. And I'm loving the way that it's turning out. And I wish I could like show you guys and show my progress. I've been taking like a shit ton of pictures and filming it. So there'll like be a ton of content once I'm done. It just drives me crazy because I want to just talk to you guys about it. And that's one of the things that I don't like about like secret projects, because whether it's where I'm working like on a collab project or just working on like my own secret projects or like working for a company and doing secret projects, I'm like, I want to fucking tell everyone and I can't. It's driving me crazy, but it's going to be worth it when I finally get to show everyone. And yeah, what else is going on? What else is going on in my life? I just haven't really been in the mood to do anything aside from working on these projects. So that's kind of where my mindset is at the moment. I don't know if anyone else has that problem. Oh, hi, Jesse, you're back. Cool.
Yeah, our power went out.
Oh,
all of a
that's
sudden, it just got like weirdly quiet in here. You know, like that sound of all of your electronics dying at once. And I was like, "What's happening?" And then I looked. I was like, "Oh, there's. I'm not connected anymore. I think the power's out." And then it clicked back on, but we had to wait for the router to reboot again. Woo! So I guess if I had just waited another, half an hour or so, the router would have rebooted itself.
I was just talking to everyone about like just bullshitting about my day and how I have to have like an hour to just wake up.
Oh, dude, I hear you. If I have to get up early enough, like if I have to wake up earlier than my body wants to, I set my alarm for like the bare minimum of time I need to like get up, get done, get out the door, because I hate having to wake up in the morning. But if I am waking up organically and like I don't need to be anywhere, I'm like minimum an hour before my feet are touching ground.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a process.
I hate Peaches. He like wakes up and then he's like, "Okay, let's have a full-on conversation about the philosophy of life." And I'm like,
Nope.
Not right now.
Yeah. I'm not coherent enough to read the text messages that I got this morning, let alone have a full-fledged conversation about anything, let alone a full-fledged conversation about something deep, meaningful, and important.
Well, and then he like sometimes he'll want to just talk about the day and like what he's doing.
Like,
ask me
now, I'm not even awake.
I know, and I'm just
Exactly.
Sometimes I've learned, and I just keep like my eyes closed, like not just with him, but like even like when I had roommates in college, and I'm just like, it's not time.
Exactly. That's always been one for me, is like I'm very pointedly, I'm like eyes closed, turn over. I think that's even Jeff has figured out, because there's sometimes where I'll wake up there's like a line of time in the mornings where, depending on how late I've been up the night before and how much longer my body feels like it needs to sleep, I could be getting up to go to the bathroom and then going right back to sleep for a couple hours, or I could be getting up to go to the bathroom and like kind of waking up. But I think Jeff's figured out, like, by whether or not how I respond to him when he says morning, and then how I get back into bed, whether I'm like waking up or whether I'm like still out. Because if I'm like ready to kind of wake up, he's like morning, and I'm like, and then I come out of the bed and I will maybe crawl back in bed and look at him or lie on my back or something like that, and like have a conversation when I come out of the bathroom. If I'm not ready to be up, I like stumble out of bed, usually don't even have both of my eyes open, usually only have like one partially open. Jeff says morning, I go, go to bathroom, return from bathroom, fall into bed, immediately resume sleeping position, which includes like my face buried into my blankets. And I'm pretty sure Jeff has learned that is the indication of Jesse is still asleep, as opposed to Jesse could maybe be convinced to snuggle.
I'm just like, don't fucking touch me if I'm sleeping, especially in the morning. I'm like, I don't care unless you're Tulip. Then like Tulip does this thing where she slowly like walks up you, and because she's like trying not to fall, and so she's having her balance, and it's like, God damn it, I'm about to get my face like by this puppy, but it's so cute, like I can't be mad.
Okay. I hear you. I still get mad when it's Lando, though, because he likes to do it in the middle of the effing night, and he likes to be persistent about it. So you push him off, and he comes right back and tries to lick you more. And his tongue is like sandpaper because he's a cat. And he drools into my eyes, into my mouth if it's open, into my nose, into my ears. So I have to protect my whole face, otherwise I'm going to have cat slobber in it. And I've actually had issues where like he's drooled in my ear. And also, I think because I'm a little allergic, to cats, it'll fuck up my ear for like a week, where it'll feel like it has fluid in my ear for like a fucking week if he drools. So I'm like,
my cats recently learned, or they started getting hungry at like 3 a.m, and they learned, because they're deaf, that hey, if they make this weird thing, like if they meow at the top of their fucking lungs, which they don't realize how loud it is because they're fucking deaf, that it wakes me up. And so now they go out, they sit outside my door because they're not allowed inside my room, and they meow at the top of their fucking lungs. And then they also learn that if they jump and try to hit the doorknob, that it could potentially open the door. And that can also wake me up to get human out of bed to potentially get wet food. And I don't know. I don't know what to do about these fuckers.
Yeah. Yeah, they're cats. They're really the only thing you can do is try to figure out how to coexist in a way that displeases them the least so that they allow you to go about your business as peaceably as possible.
Yeah. They're cute, though.
Yeah.
They're so fluffy.
Yeah.
They need to get shaved, though. I'm going to take them to the groomers and just say, shave them.
Get rid of it. Have you gotten all of their mats out and stuff from when you got them yet? I know.
I did a long time ago, and guess what? They grew back, and they're all matted again. Boy kitty, he'll let me cut them off. Girl kitty, she's like, fuck you, stay away from me.
That's the problem with long-haired cats. I've heard from tons of people who own them like that. Is like they even if you keep up with the brushing, certain ones that are, when their hair is that thick and that long, they're just those places like the crease of their neck and behind their ears and those certain spots where it gets like where it rubs together all the time. You just can't help it. Have you found any kind of like mat busting brushes or stuff that work to help, get rid of them when they first start forming?
Well, yeah, it'll work, but they won't let us get like kitty. He'll let me brush him for a little bit. He'll let Peaches do it, but because he likes Peaches, he doesn't like me. Girl kitty, she's like the second you even attempt to touch her, she's like, "Fuck you! I'm running away from you."
Yeah, that's how Han is with even just the brush. He can't stand the feeling of being brushed. He thinks it's torture. In fact, he hates it so much that when I forced him to let me brush him the other day because he was shedding a bunch, he does this thing like he takes things very personally. This is like Han is kind of like an SJW in the sense that because SJWs don't actually know what real oppression is, they think every little thing is the end of the world. Because Han has never had anything bad happen to him, he thinks that like having his nails clipped or being brushed against his will is the worst torture that could be inflicted upon a cat. And his way of reacting to it, though, is like he doesn't fight you. He acts like an abused animal about it. Like if you've ever met, unfortunately, an abused animal that's like a dog or a cat whose owner hits it a lot, and they just every time a person comes near them, they cower. It's like really it breaks your heart to see it because you can see how like the fear in them. Han acts like that. Like he doesn't quite cower, and there's no like shaking or like true fear because obviously he's never been hurt or anything, but he takes on that sort of like cowering, shut down, like sad puppy look of like an animal that traditionally that you would see with an animal that was mistreated. So I'm brushing him the other night, and he is internalizing this so hard that he just like melted. He was like borderline catatonic, but like he was awake and alert and stuff, but like he was like a rag doll. You could pick him up and he was like Jello. And I'm like, well, this is perfect because I've been thinking about giving him an oatmeal bath anyway for his allergies. They've been really, really bad the past few weeks. And I'm like, well, if he's already catatonic, I can probably get away with washing him off right now without him struggling too much. And I shit you not, this cat was so broken. His spirit was so broken just by 15 to 20 minutes of brushing that he laid in the shower and let me wash him, shampoo and all, and barely put up a fight. He didn't even he started to snap out of it at the end and started meowing a little, but like, it was like he didn't have the energy to fight me. He was just like so done with life. And it was like,
let me wash them. I wish my cats would let me wash them.
He's the only one. And literally, this is the most compliant he's ever been because I think he just like gave up on existence. And I felt so bad. So when he came out, I swaddled him in towels and I warmed him up and like fed him treats, even though he didn't want to eat them because he thought he was still being tortured. But no, he's so funny about that though. Like he, just basic things that they don't like but need to be done, like grooming and cleaning. He acts like he's being. You might as well be like waterboarding him and like pulling his hair out with tweezers. It's adorable and funny. and also sad. It's not that depressing, Phil TMNT, because he bounces back quickly. That's the thing. That's why I don't feel too bad about it. I'm not like worried about, oh my God, do I have a depressed cat? It's because by the next day, he's back to his regular self. You know, the next morning he hopped up on bed in bed purring and meowing at me for food and shit. So he doesn't never takes this stuff hard. But yeah, no, or random. My dog's never accepted me. That's the rest of them going to be Burger Home. Lando will fight you tooth and nail on the bath if there's something he doesn't like, even with like the nails. If he decides he's done with that, though he's pretty docile about those, but he will fight you. Although after this nice little respite, I think it is time that we revisit
No.
our list. You thought you were getting away with this one, but we finished with Tommy Lee Jones, coffee. This next item I'm really excited for. You ready? For hot meat. You want hot meat from a vending machine?
What?
Yep.
No, I don't want that.
Yep. Japan hot food from a vending machine is preferable. It includes hamburgers, gyoza, hot dogs, and takoyaki are among the favorite savory options on offer from the local vending machines. For about 300 yen, which is $3, you can have an instantly prepared filling snack on the go. Gotta say, that picture looks horrifying. It kind of looks like the canned hamburgers I've seen. Canned t-shirts. Speaking of things that come in cans. I mean, this one doesn't seem that weird to me because after everything we've read, a t-shirt in a vending machine seems pretty pedestrian. And if you're going to vend a t-shirt, a can seems like the smartest way to do it so that things don't get clogged, you know? Like, this one just feels pretty normal after everything else we've seen, right?
I'm so, like, why? Why is this in a vending? You know, yeah, I guess you're right. This is, like, the most normal.
I'm figuring, like,
it's still, like, what? Do you not have, like, why do you need a canned t-shirt? Like, that's my question for every single one of these is just why? What situation do you have to be in?
Exactly. I mean, unless this is really the kind of thing where it's like we're accustomed in our lives to being like, all right, if we need basic plain t-shirts, we still go to the regular store where we buy other clothes to get those. Maybe in Japan, it's like you go to a specific store to buy like your suits or a specific store to buy your casual wear, or a specific store to buy this. And like, this is just your convenient stop. If you just need a plain black shirt or a plain colored shirt, you go to the vending machine, you know?
Well, to each their own, I guess.
I guess that one seems a little bit useless to me. This one seems very useful, especially considering the country. 10 kilogram bags of rice vended out to you. Yeah, that sounds totally normal. A rice dispensing machine. Yeah. That definitely, perhaps the most attractive feature is that you know that rice is being freshly harvested nearby by the farmers. Yeah, this goes back to like the Curried machine. Like, this is such a neat like ways to use technology rather than like in the US where I feel like when we come up with vending machine technology, it's ways to add more processing and more levels of like chemicals and fakeness and shit and stuff into our food. And like, certainly a hamburger in a can or whatever, I mean, the bread in the can, I'm sure is all full of chemicals and processed bullshit. But that said, part of the Japanese sensibility is something like this, where it's like, let's use a vending machine let's use this technology not as a way to bring processed food to people, but as a way to conveniently and cheaply bring fresh food to people. That sounds really cool to me. Yes, Revelations?
Go back up.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I hate rice, but sorry, I got totally distracted. I'm thinking about getting Peaches a puppy for Christmas because he really wants one. And so I was going to be But here's the thing. Tulip is a racist little shit, and she only likes dogs that are white or blonde.
All right.
So we have to get one that's white or blonde, or else she won't play with it.
Sorry.
So
what size are you looking at?
He wants a big dog, which I hate, but it is what it is. But I know this is totally off topic, but so I regularly just check Craigslist, and so he wants a lab. I don't like labs. I like fluffy animals like golden retrievers if we are to get that type. But then I thought, wouldn't I? And I was like, this is like probably the worst thing I would do. Like it would make me a terrible person. But what if I got him the same kind of dog that Henry Cavill has? which come in white. And so I could justify that it's like, oh, it's a white dog, so Tulip would like it. And so I found somebody that has like 9 fucking puppies because he has like an American Akita. I don't know anything about these dogs or their temperament except the fact that they're really fucking cute.
Akitas are adorable. They are very large. They are very they require a lot of exercise. They require a lot of training, and they can be territorial.
Okay, so basically like Tulip, but bigger.
Yes. So first, if you're going to do it, I would say almost certainly get a female, probably.
Oh, yeah. I don't... boy dogs... here's the problem with boy dogs. You can't rub their bellies because their junk is in the way. So I only ever get girl dogs.
That's not true at all.
Their junk is in the way. You can't rub their belly. It's in the middle of their fucking stomach.
You just like tiny little dogs with tiny little bellies. You can rub
boy dogs, their junk is in the middle of their belly, so you have to rub on the side or else you touch it.
Okay, my parents' Newfie has a gigantic belly with plenty to rub well before you get to the junk. Okay? You just need a bigger dog with a bigger belly. That's all you need. But no, in your case though, just because with the multi-animal household and stuff, you're gonna have just less behavioral problems with the female. And then just you're really going to want to do a lot of like obedience training very young. And then if you got an Akita, I would definitely also recommend reading some books about dominance training. The ones where they talk about like talking to dogs in dog language. I'm really big on for animal training. I did all like the natural horsemanship when I had a horse and stuff when I was riding. It really works the best when you train an animal using their language. So all the dominance books that really talk about like the behaviors and the things to do to make sure the dog knows they're not the boss. With a big and potentially aggressive dog like an Akita, with a Tulip, it's not a big deal because, you can lift her up with one hand and toss her around. With an Akita, that stuff's so critically important because if you end up with one that's aggressive, possessive, out of control, etc., and it's bigger than you, there's not a whole lot you can do to control that. And then you get put in situations where you're worried about, the dog possibly hurting somebody and having to deal with those ramifications. So if you go to
I felt bad like halfway through just looking at it because somebody has like a litter of 9 and like a majority of them are just all white. And so I was like, oh, perfect. And then I was like, no, I can't do that to Peaches. Like I should get him a dog that he wants, not one that I think is cute, but also because Henry Cavill. And so I looked up golden retrievers puppies. They're $3,000 fucking dollars.
Yeah, also you don't want a purebred golden because they have tons of problems.
I know.
Here's a thought. Are you guys married to purebred? Because
no, he likes the look.
Because here's the thing is you actually, rescue might be a great choice, not just because, the moral like, hey, rescue an animal, but there are a lot of lab crosses out there. So you might be able to find something out there that's lab enough that pleases Peaches, but that's fluffy enough that pleases you.
In the nicest way possible, I cannot fucking stand. I think that they're cute when they're puppies, but I don't like big dogs, and I especially don't like labs.
But I'm saying there are lab mixes out there that are going to have like enough lab in it that has a labby look that Peaches would like, but it's not going to be as big as a lab. It could be fluffier than a lab.
Or I could just get 7 Pekingese.
What?
I could just get 7 Pekingese, and that would all equate to normal sized dog.
No, big dogs are the best.
Oh my god, there's a little Pomeranian, and it's in little costumes. Maybe I should get that. I'll get Tulip a boyfriend.
Oh, God. But also mixed breeds have less. Like that's the thing with labs and golden retrievers.
Oh, look, a Pyrenees. That's not a giant dog at all.
Yeah, that's only, bigger than you. It's just called a Great Pyrenees,
Oh, look, a poodle. Fuck that. Tulip would love him, though.
Actually, the standard poodles, like if you don't get them clipped all floofy, they're actually kind of cute. They're not that bad looking.
I don't like poodles, but that's like Tulip's. That's like Tulip's hidden apple. When she sees a little white poodle boy dog on the puppy beach, she loses her fucking mind.
What about like a Wheaton Terrier?
What's that?
Look them up. They're cute.
Wheaton Terrier.
They're big, but they don't have that lab look at all. They've got.
See, that's what it's me being selfish because.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, ew!
You don't like it?
No. What's wrong with its face?
Which are you looking at? One of the ones that's like groomed out to look long and stupid. Here, let me pull up.
I'm looking at the regular one. No, here's my thing. I like small, pushed in face, cute little like teacup dogs. He likes labs, and I'm a tiny human. I don't like the idea of having. I don't like something that I can't like pick up and hold. I don't like the idea of like big, gigantic dogs.
You should look up Tibetan Spaniels if you've never have, because they look like tulips. They look similar, but they're really fluffy and super cute.
I just want 7 Pekingese. Oh, yeah! Oh, he's so little. I love him. I want one.
I thought they were cute when I was younger, and then I got older and I wanted a Tibetan Mastiff instead.
My neighbor had a Mastiff, and I remember seeing it, and I was like, this dog is eye level with me. And the first thing they say is, don't look him in the eye. And I was like, what the fuck? Why not?
Some breeds of Mastiff can be temperamental, but I do. That's the Harry Potter dog, Fang. He's a type of Mastiff. He's a Neapolitan Mastiff. Yeah. I love the big dogs. Whatever you do, don't show Peaches a Leon burger because he might want one.
What the fuck is a Leon burger?
Named as such because of its resemblance to a lion. Think like golden retriever meets lab on steroids.
Oh, I've seen these dogs. We're not getting one.
They're enormous. They're really mad. A lot of the puppies are so cute. A lot of the pictures are deceptive on the size, because they have a very sleek, like narrow hips usually, but they're gigantic dogs. They're so cute.
I don't like the idea of a dog that can overpower me, and I need one because that dog Tulip would not play with because it's too dark. I love her so much, but she's such a little racist shit.
Yeah, does make things difficult.
We were on the puppy beach, and she's got her particularities when it comes to dogs, but she hates huskies. And so there's this group of like girls that I guess it was some kind of husky party because there was like 30 fucking huskies, and all of the girls were like, "Oh my god, your dog is so cute! Is that a Pekingese?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And Tulip just walks right past them, and she's such a snob. She like has her nose up in the air, and like her butt like has her like little tail wagging back and forth, and she walks past them like they're like they don't even exist. And I had to apologize to all the girls. I was like, I'm sorry, she hates huskies.
Aww.
She's such a little shit.
She's very particular, isn't she?
Mm-hmm.
But she doesn't mind bigger dogs, though?
That's the problem. She likes labs. Blonde labs. So her best friend is Peaches' dad's dog, Lady, and she's a blonde lab. Mm-hmm. And they like play until they're so exhausted they pass out. But then when I had Tulip for Christmas and we went up to my cousins in Idaho, they have labs, but they're black. This little shit wouldn't play with them. And they wanted to play with her so bad. And she's just like, no. And then finally, my cousin, she has a King Charles Cavalier.
Yeah.
And so that one was majority like white, but then it had like black and brown spots. And Tulip wanted to play with her so bad, but she was scared and timid because her last owner died. And so she's like is timid about everything. And so she went and hid in her like little like cage thing. And so Tulip didn't have anyone to play with, but Tulip was in play mode. So finally, the last night we were there, she's like, fine, I'll play with Cassie, the black lab. And I was like, you little shit. This dog has been wanting to play with you for a fucking week, and you wait until the last night because the other dog won't play with you.
What an asshole.
She's such an asshole. But she's cute, so she gets away with it.
That's Shit Pancake. Shit Pancake's an asshole, but he gets away with it. He was
but see, Tulip doesn't have any problem playing with cats. Like, she'll play with black cats.
It's just when it comes to dogs. Well, you know, she knows what she's.
I know I totally just distracted from what we were talking about, but
shoot, we're talking about dogs. Are you kidding? I'm fine with it.
No.
Have you ever been on petfinder.com?
No.
It's an adoption resource, and you can do a lot of they feature pets from multiple different adoption places, and you can
happen on here.
Yeah, and you can sort it by breed, age, size. You know, you can do good with, kids, good with cats. You can even specify coat length. You can specify color. You can specify all sorts of things. So that might be a fun one, a good place where you might find out some sort of mix or something that's going to fit that can meet both of, because I think finding some weird mix of breeds is probably going to be your best bet for checking both of your boxes. Because obviously you want to get Peaches a dog that he's going to love. You also are going to live with the dog too. It's going to be your dog as well. You'll be taking care of it as well. And so you want to make sure it's a dog you love too, just thoughts. Instead, we could just go to Japan and get your future or omikuji from a vending machine. I have no idea.
I'm on this pet finder and I literally put in blonde and yellow. What does it show me? All fucking black dogs.
Well, that's bad. I like how apricot/beige is an option.
That's one of the ones I put, but all of these fucking dogs are black.
Clearly they need to work on their sorting. Some of them, I guess, also like if the post doesn't specify, it probably just shows them up anyway. But yeah. These ones are cute.
Are you looking at them too?
I am.
I like how we just switched from this to let's talk about it.
I want to know what is being vended though, because I had this picture open on this thing and it says your future or omikuji, and I keep looking at it and just realizing, how does a vending machine vend my future?
I've done one of those. It's like a fortune teller vending machine.
Oh, it's like a whatchamacallit, Zoltan, the sorcerer or whatever. Yeah, that's like, in the past, many would tie the fortune paper to a tree as it symbolized connection to God or Buddha. More recently, it has been noted that it isn't healthy for the tree, so they're now designated areas meant to host the paper decor.
I want a munchkin kitty. Those are the kitties with the little legs. I'm just on Pet Finder going through everything.
A personalized seal stamp. Hold on. A personalized wax seal stamp. Or stamp.
How often do you need that though?
Sorry, not a wax seal, just a stamp. In Japan, people do not use their written signatures to sign documents at all, but rather these personalized stamps bearing their name in kanji instead. Almost every person in Japan will have one of these stamps that they use as their form of signature, so it makes sense, given their commonality, there will be a vending machine providing this amenity to those who are without. That actually does make sense. That's actually kind of smart, too, of why don't we have these in here? That would eliminate, imagine if we had this for, say, this past election or write-in elections in general. One of the number one things that slows down counting of the ballots, and one of the things that's most likely to get a write-in ballot discounted, is a mismatched signature. If we adopted a culture where it was customary to have your own personalized signature stamp that you carried around with you and just stamped it on important documents, you would never have to worry about that because it would always look the same. But something where you like where you actually, rather than just, a printing of the letters, like your personal signature that you signed one time, that's now emblazoned into that would make it very hard to forge signatures, actually, because yours would have to be spot on to the stamp that you used. That'd be kind of neat. I'm thinking about it. It actually makes a lot of sense. It would be really useful in our culture. Self-loading training, Jeremy, only easier to forge if you're operating off of like kanji, like a typewritten thing. If you made it, I said, where it's you physically write the signature and then say 3D print it onto a stamp, it makes it much harder to forge because you have to, if you're doing it by hand, you now have to match it 1-to-1. Professional forgers would have an easy time because they could just copy and lift it. But I think professional forgers have just as fine a time anyway. I don't think it's gonna, suddenly allow that industry to boom. But yeah, I can see this as a really nifty. This actually would be a nifty tool that could solve a lot of problems that come from document security. And then you have that same print uploaded on your phone and computer and stuff like that. So when you're using your e-signature, you just include that, and it's literally identical to the one you physically stamp. That would be cool.
I guess that would be like very helpful in their culture because it's called kanji, right?
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you heard what I was saying. For ours, the way we could do it for us, though, is you easily could just, sign something and then, electronically and then map it and create a 3D print on a stamp of your very personalized signature.
Yeah, I think that they do that already, though.
But what I'm saying is we could do that in the U.S. We could use that here, and that would, that would solve a lot of that would solve a lot of document security issues.
Yeah, because I know right now, whenever I have to do like business paperwork, usually it's my RA will send me like the forms that I have to sign, and so, but it's always through like their like secure like Adobe link, and so then I sign it through like, what is it, like Adobe Acrobat on my end. But luckily I have, a Cintiq and a stylus. Yeah. So I did my signature. And so now anytime they have paperwork that they need me to sign, it's my specific signature through when they send it to me, I open it up on my computer with the Adobe on my computer. Yeah. And so it's the same stamp. So if somebody were to like somehow infiltrate my email address and download the stuff from my RA and then to like sign paperwork to, I don't know, like switch my payments over from my like account to their bank account, when they went to sign it, it would be a different stamp in their Adobe Acrobat because they wouldn't have it already loaded on their computer. So my RA would be able to catch that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I mean, I kind of technically already have that, but it's virtual. No, it's not in like real life. There's never going to have to be something that I have to sign in real life. And if I do, there's always a notary present.
True story. I do like that electronically, as I have that in one of my readers, and I think a couple of different ones I have signatures uploaded into like various reader programs where I'm like, yep, signed, here you go. I do think that's neat. The personal, I made my own personal stamp when I was in middle school and I was really into Lord of the Rings. I carved my elvish name into an eraser head and, backwards and all that shit. So I could use it and stamp it basically. And I would stamp it on my homework instead of my name. My teachers all figured that out and they just knew that was me. Except for the one that didn't later on, and that was a whole incident, but whatever. Transforming cola. Actually, that's the infamous desk throwing incident. We've talked about that on the channel before. Transforming cola. Coca-Cola frozen. Transformers colas in disguise. Okay, so how does this...
I'm so confused. My bladder is about to explode. This looks disgusting. I will be right back.
It's a Coca-Cola self-freezing... Wait. Hold on. This is the Coca-Cola website states that the research and development was 8 years in the making and worth every minute. So guys, just in case we're not clear, and I'm going to save this till Anna gets back because this is pretty fucking fantastic. So this dispenses from the machine and then you activate it. I assume it's something like when you like snap those things, like there's the ones, you know, the hand warmer ones where you like crackle the break the stuff in that and it makes it really hot, or you have the ones where you break the stick and it makes it cold, turns it like an instant ice pack kind of thing. This is like that. This is like an instant ice pack concoction, but it turns it immediately from, I assume, liquid into slushy, and that's amazing. And I really want to go to Japan now just to have this one. Also, it's lemon flavored, which sounds cool too. So that just sounds amazing. Across the board, all of this sounds great. I'm ready. Are you guys ready? Are you guys ready for, I don't know, the end of the world? It's probably what'll happen soon. Who called me 10 minutes ago? That's one of life's great mysteries. Yeah, Mindless Mob, how are you guys? How are you? I was seeing what Flaming TP was saying earlier about some of the just election bullshit having the tension in his own household. Any of you guys feeling that? Without, going into election details, because we don't do that on the Mindless. Anyone else feeling the pressures either from work, family, friends, etc.? Jeff and I have been fortunate, we live at home, work at home, etc. A couple of my friends, the ones that I'm involved in ongoing conversations or group chats and stuff with, have all been like, can we not talk about politics? And we're like, yes, this is great. But one of our really good friends was at work and yesterday and was, she was like, the tension, you can cut it with a knife and all this other kind of stuff. Why did this damn asteroid miss us? Asked the Leviathan. Did you get a video of Elsa? It's a furry distract. I saw that you sent it, Sean, but I hadn't had a chance to look. I'm sorry. No, I hadn't responded to a few of your chats for a while. It's not you. Seriously, there's 10 other messages I haven't replied to on my phone right now. I held up my phone as if you could see it, which you definitely can't because my camera is definitely not on, which is really good right now for reasons. Where was I with this? Sweepy has to bounce from room to room. That sounds like fun. For the Yellowstone caldera, bro. That's the big volcano in Yellowstone, right? The super volcano is going to blow up and kill us all. I'm down. But yeah, nothing too crazy out there for you guys. I'm glad. But I'm excited to awe at the video. Go big boy or go home. Wow, Herrenberg worked a 15-hour day yesterday at the local poll station. It was fun. Lots of free candy and pizza. That sounds fun. Yeah, we were sort of Jeff's not for voting purposes a California resident yet, and I just filled mine out by mail anyway. So we figured since Jeff wasn't going to be voting at the polling place on election day anyway, because originally he talked about he likes the fun of going out and waiting in line and doing all the stuff and whatnot. But since it was like, why do all that when I can't vote in the state? Let's go. We just dropped mine off yesterday. So, but I do like that sort of funness. That's like when I was a little kid, my parents would bring us to the polling place and let us come into the booth and vote with them and shit back when they didn't freak out if you did things like that. Yeah, of course I have to go with a good lie for a certain family about whether I voted or whether or not I voted. Honestly, the thing with the third turd is whether or not you voted, just honestly, you don't need to lie. Someone asks you, did you vote? It's none of your business. It's my right as an American to do it or not. And whether I did or didn't, it's personal. Or just say it's personal. Honestly, it's less rude than saying it's none of your business. Personal.
What are you talking about?
Oh, someone in the chat was saying they're trying to concoct a lie to tell to their family about whether or not they voted, et cetera, et cetera. And I said, just tell them it's personal. If someone asks you, did you vote or who did you vote for or whatever, and you don't want to get into all the bullshit, just tell them it's personal. That's Flaming DB says my vote was the only painless thing about the election. I'll agree with that. Took no skin off my nose to open up the ballot box and drop in my mailer. So done. The end. Also, like, really pointless. Thing is, there's not like there's any stress for me about who was winning the presidency from this state. So it didn't really matter one way or the other when it came to that. The thing I was more concerned about, I always do a lot of research on all the propositions and make sure that I vote, that I consider, the pros and the cons and any hidden language or potential unforeseen consequences on those. But whatchamacallit. There was one, I talked about this briefly today. I don't know if you saw this, Anna, on the ballot. There was a proposition effectively it was an identity politics proposition. It was a proposition that basically would make it legal for employers to use your identity as a factor when considering you for hiring.
Oh shit, what prop was that?
24 maybe, I don't know. It was one of the later ones. Roland Gonzalez, did you vote for yourself? Hey, Arizona legalized recreational marijuana. Tight.
Oh, good for them.
Get
on California's level, I guess.
Get on our level. Yeah, that actually will be neat. That's going to create a huge, probably a huge shit show between Arizona and though I'm sure they figured it out already, because I'd say, Nevada and California share a border and they're both legal states. Because I don't know how California is about. I know they're pretty chill. They don't give a shit if you take our weed and go somewhere else. I don't know how they are because they're weird about agriculture coming in. I don't know how California is about weed coming in that's grown out of state. So I'm curious as to like how that works with the borders. If the Pacific, seaboard is just pretty chill and they're like, yeah, take your weed around wherever it's like booze, who gives a shit? Well, though that's even saying that, there are some states with some pretty stringent laws about transporting booze across the border, although I'm pretty sure most of them are not enforced. But yes, Herrenberg, you are correct. That proposition legalizes discrimination. It literally puts wording in the law that says it is legal to discriminate in your hiring practices based on identity. And it doesn't matter if you're treating people better because of their skin color or treating them worse because of their skin color. Either way, treating people differently because of their skin color is not constitutional. The Constitution doesn't specify giving preferential treatment or negative treatment. It just specifies discriminatory treatment that is different, and treating people differently, as in not equally. So yeah, it's pretty upsetting, and I hope it doesn't pass, but it's California, so it probably fucking did. I didn't even check. Let me check. I think it was Prop 24, California. I'm just curious as to whether or not it passed. Oh, that was the 24 is the privacy one. Was it 22 then? I don't know. No. Where's the discrimination one? No. That's the property tax one. It wasn't 25. 25 was the bail one. Pretty sure 23 was the dialysis one. It was. Was this an earlier one then? I don't know. It was 20. No, that's the violent felon one. Why can't I find this proposition? Nope, that's not a real one. I'm going to find it. Where did it go? No, that's that one. Mother F. Where did this... Okay, let's see. Trump, California, diversity. Let's see.
Guess what? Peaches just told me that Ziggy decided to go potties on our kitchen table.
Oh, how nice of him. Was it a 1 or a 2?
Oh, he went potty, so just 1. But of course, since he's a fat boy, it has a very particular smell to it.
Dude! Okay, 2 things. 1, the name of the proposition It was 16, by the way. The name of Prop 16 is End Diversity Ban. Repeals a constitutional provision that made it unlawful for California state and local governments to discriminate against or grant preferential treatment to people based on... That's literally what this did. This literally repealed the constitutional... What it tried to do, because thankfully it fucking failed. But I'm reading like the wording right here literally is what it does. It repeals a constitutional provision that does not allow you to discriminate based on... to discriminate against or grant preferential treatment on the basis of race, ethnicity, national origin, or sex.
That's
Literally,
so stupid.
literally, they wanted to repeal a constitutional protection for treating people differently on the basis of race, ethnicity, etc. They wanted to repeal that. That was a progressive stance to repeal a fucking provision about equality. How?
You could take a screenshot of that and post it on Twitter. You did?
I did. It's ridiculous. I didn't even realize how retarded it is. Thank fucking God it got voted down. It got.
You know what's so? I haven't been paying too much attention to the election because I just it's not my thing. But Peach has been like watching it and he's had it on the TV, and you know I'm sitting there playing Mario Kart, or I'm eating, or like walking in and out like to my office and like through like where he's watching it in the living room. And I can still hear like things obviously, but there's only like no, like people were just talking like, oh yeah, this state, voters from this state and da. Never once mentioning, oh, like women or like the gender. Sometimes they'll say, oh yeah, like this is more of like the female vote, but never specifying, oh, like black females or white females or like Latina females. They just like say, oh yeah, like more women vote for this type of thing in this area, just like studies prove. And then there's this one news anchor that constantly brings it back about race. And it's like literally nobody is talking about race. It has nothing to do with, they're just like, this many votes came in. And it's like, because you're looking at a ballot, you don't know the race of the person that's voting on the ballot. But this one news anchor just continuously brought it back over and over again to race. And I'm like, holy shit, this person sounds like a hardcore racist, the way that they're making everything about race.
Right? It's weird, isn't it? It's like, how do you, I mean, it has really become the polar opposite of what it's supposed to be. Like the polar opposite. It's pretty crazy. It's totally bizarre. But yeah, I wanted to come back around because the thing is, you left too early on this transforming cola. I don't think you really gave it a fair shake because I can see.
My bladder was about to explode. So
I understand that because I can see how on the nose a frozen packet of cola slushy sounds off-putting and horrifying. But consider this: when you get this packet from the vending machine, it's not frozen. I guess it's something like those, you know, like when you snap the like tube and it becomes an ice, like a cooling pack, you know, when you like break the things and it becomes a cooling pack instantly. It's something like that where like, I guess you crack something in it and it becomes a slushie in your hands as you're holding the packet. That sounds like magic to me, and I want to go to Japan for one.
Okay, Tulip came out to visit us.
Does that sound more appealing now though?
It's interesting. Like that. This is the first thing that I would try. I wouldn't get lemon, but I would try it.
Yeah, right. Even just to like, you know, squish the thing and make it turn slushy.
Uno
board games.
There you go.
I don't know if this is brilliant or idiotic. I feel like this would be a great thing to have in airports.
Yes.
Right? Because you land somewhere on a family vacation, you swing by a vending machine, pick up a board game that you can play with your kids the whole time, and just like leave it in the hotel room or something when you're done, you know?
You know, I like how we were like going to talk about The Mandalorian. We're going to talk about this, and we were like, let's just open with like this article about weird Japanese vending machines, and that's just become our entire show.
The entire show has just been us cycling back to this via the various topics. I like it. This is going to be the whole show. We've got a few more, and we're about at our, you know, about as long as we like to go. So this is literally the show. Oh, we're going to talk about so many things, but hey, you guys know what's up. Because the only thing worse than hunger when you're out and about is boredom. Why not sidle up to this vending machine and get a game of Uno for a few yen? It tends to be a crowd pleaser, so it can be handy on your way to a party. Sure. And just us? Okay, yeah, it's kind of strange, but it all depends on where the vending machine is located. Very true. That is, if this machine... see, an airport or train station. Yep. See, like I said, keeping entertainment Wi-Fi as an option is key. See, I'm a winner. This is weird but awesome. Business cards.
That's handy.
Super handy. Weird, but super handy. Yes, they are treated the sacredness that... basically, if you want to know how business cards are treated in Japan, imagine the scene from American Psycho where there are any of the scenes where they're showing off their business cards without the obvious satire being put on for the type of movie that it is. Like, that's the reverence that business cards are handled with in that. Oh, a meeting for the first time. In fact, business cards are presented in a customary tradition known as Meishi Kokan, in which a formal exchange of business cards allows a relationship to continue. No card means no dice, and also that you've likely offended someone. So that's good, because if you didn't grab them, if you forgot to grab some, or, ran out all of a sudden, it's probably important to have them. I wonder if you can bring a design on a flash drive and just plug it in and be like, all right, business card, here we go. Like, just do it like that. Have so you just kind of just go to the machine, plug it in, and restock. Miniature food and maraschino cherries.
What?
This is now a win for me, officially.
Oh, aren't those like little erasers though?
Look like erasers, but the maraschino, but the can of maraschino cherries is a win for me. I love maraschino cherries. I would 100%. Jeff, would you utilize a vending machine that dispensed small cans of maraschino cherries?
Only every day.
Yeah, Jeff and I are on board with the maraschino cherries. Wait, is it both? Like, do you get this tube that has a can of maraschino cherries and a bunch of little erasers in it? Because that's adorable. Huh. If you have some extra money that you would like to waste or just find tiny things irresistible, I do, then this is the vending machine for you. Not only does it provide you with micro-sized, seemingly useless renderings of food, household items, and other everyday objects, but it also provides you with perhaps one of the most arbitrary snack choices of all time, a small can of maraschino cherries. This 2-for-1 special makes it seem endlessly pointless, considering a maraschino cherry has almost zero nutritional or flavor benefit. Tons of flavor, come on. But then again, tiny, cute, useless things beckon. A truly puzzling concept, but one that exists in Japan nonetheless. This one, for me personally, is a win, because it just so happens that I love miniature versions of things, and I love maraschino cherries. So this is like a really, when they introduce this article as like, oh yeah, there's like a weird, super specific vending machine for everybody. Here's mine. There is mine. That's my Japanese vending machine. The one that gives you a tube with little miniature toy things and maraschino cherries. So we obviously have to keep searching, Anna, to find your perfect Japanese vending machine, because we haven't found it on this.
Is there one that dispenses puppies? Because that I'm on board with. Oh, Kelsey just uploaded a video about Cecil. Jesse, do you want to watch it? Oh, because Cecil took the cash grab money and ran. He said when he got to 250,000, he's taking it and running.
Oh no!
He nuked his Twitter and everything.
Oh no! Cecil took the money and run.
Yeah, so go to Kelsey Shannon's channel and watch the video.
This sounds like a mystery. Should I share it?
Yeah.
All right. So a mystery is afoot right now. So it's a crime, actually. A crime is afoot. All right.
Well, is it a crime if he let everyone know beforehand and nobody took him seriously because it's fucking Cecil?
I guess that is fair. All right. Cecil's gone. Here we go. Hey, Jeff, come here for a second.
What?
So Cecil took the money and skipped town with the cash grab money. Kelsey's got a video on his channel about it. I'm diving in now. Would you like to come watch with me? We're going to share it on the Matriarchy. We're going to watch on the Matriarchy. I just didn't know if you were curious to know it. We can watch afterwards if you want. But I just thought you might want to come over and see.
Yeah, put the table down.
All right, it's already down. It's ready for you. All righty. So, as we all know, Cecil, from the get-go, told everybody that this project was never getting made, that he was taking all the money and skipping town with it. That was out front. So, as Anna points out, it's not really a crime because he's doing what he said on the Indiegogo he was going to do. Mm-hmm. So, was on the Indiegogo or just on out in public? I don't know. Anyway, he put it out there. I am on board, Anna, with what you're saying, that he did put out there ahead of time that he was doing this. So... let's see. Share audio, and Cecil's gone. Sorry.
No, it's me. Cat wouldn't get off the
Let me bump us out so we can get or at least full screen this so we can get the full experience. Okay.
Let's do this.
I'm nervous now. This is exciting. I don't know if I can handle this much excitement in 2020.
I'm gonna have to mute myself because you'll hear an echo if not.
Oh yeah, true. Probably same here.
Run. That's really good.
He's gone from my sight now. He's gone. Well then, goddamn. So we're never gonna see Cecil again, huh?
I mean, I don't know why he would just settle at 250,000. I understand, like, if you make like $1 million and you take it and run. I feel like 250. That just shows Cecil is an underachiever, even in the money aspect.
So what's gonna happen? I mean, Cecil's gonna take the money and run. He's gonna live. Given Cecil's lifestyle, I say $250,000 gets him a month. You know, maybe 2.
I say he makes it to the end of the week because we'll be dead.
Oh, that's true too. But if he doesn't, let's say he just runs out of money, he's going to be back in like a month asking for more. So
yeah,
we'll see Cecil again. I feel pretty confident that we'll see Cecil again. What do you think?
I hope.
Anna?
I mean, it's Cecil.
Yeah, I don't think he could stay away for long, right?
No.
Now, is anyone trying to track him down? Are people trying to figure out which beach he's getting drunk on while trying to convince the middle-aged women to sleep with him?
You know, Cecil is like a professional mooch. So even like with this money, I feel like he's still going to be mooching off of people.
Actually, that's fair. If he can mooch enough, if he can like find himself a sugar mama, he can make that 250,000 last quite a while. So
just like Sam Axe.
I was just thinking that. I was like Sam Axe from Burn Notice. Exactly like that. I could see Cecil living that lifestyle, just skipping down to some tropical paradise and making love to rich widows.
It's what we all dream of,
right? Being Cecil.
Mm.
Yep.
I met the man. I didn't know I wanted to be him, and now I do.
Indeed. Well, now that we've got this adventure afoot with Cecil jet setting off into the world, taking all the cash grab money, and we're through our list of weird vending machines. Although I'm going to keep my eye out for Anna's. That's your challenge, mindless mob, is to go out in the world and look for a real Japanese vending machine that matches Anna's needs. That's your challenge for the week, mindless mob. Next week will be on Anna's channel. I forgot to do all the description, my real description. I had to just throw in a placeholder description. I forgot to put all the links in. So I will put all the links in the description to make sure you can find all the previous matriarchies, Anna's live channel where you can find her uploads of the matriarchies she's hosted, as well as her drawing channel, her art channel, full of Inktober drawings, etc. How did Inktober go for you, by the way? How'd that finish up?
It was exhausting, but it's done. I did it. I completed Inktober, Jesse.
I am really fucking proud of you. I'm on my way for National Novel Writing Month, and I'm actually, so far, it's only 4 days in, but I am on track still.
Yeah, somebody commented on the last one. They're like, her style has no, it's like the same every single picture, and it's not good. It's very like mediocre. And I was like, so my drawings that I'm doing all in the same style, that I'm doing full color and filming, and I'm giving myself maybe an hour to do each. That's mediocre and beginner level. I'm like, I really want to see this person draw a picture for me.
Oh yeah, because they ain't got shit. They ain't got shit. Well, Alejandro Cervantes, they're all up there, so you can go watch them all. If you've only caught a couple here and there, they're all up there.
Yeah, they're all under 3 minutes.
The art of Anna TSWG Studios. So, easy to find. Those will all be in the description very soon. Anna, any last words, thoughts, things you want to plug before we get going here?
Anything I want to plug aside from my art channel? I'm sorry everyone that I haven't come out with like any content. I've been working on this really big super secret project, like I said earlier, and once I'm done with that, I'll be back into normalcy. But honestly, I've been feeling kind of meh about just regular stuff. But you guys will see how it all turns out.
Yeehaw. I'm excited. Things will turn out. Things will all turn out. I'm just going to say that. It's my cryptic ending. I've been forgetting this week to sign off, or last week too, to sign off with our the new mindless ending. Real quick though, we had a super chat just rolling. Wicked Steel says, "Hey ladies, loved your lady orcs, Anna." So there's someone who clearly appreciates.
Thank you.
Good.
And before I totally forget, it's the last episode of Star Trek, the original series first season, that I'm watching with Drunk 3PO in a few hours, and we are going to watch the last episode, and then if you're a member on Drunk's channel, we're gonna drop the link for members, and then they can come in and like talk about Star Trek with us.
Nice.
Yeah, in like 5 minutes per person, I think we're gonna do, so we can get people in, like as many people in as possible, and just to like kind of talk about Star Trek, and then so go check that out. It's our last one for season 1.
So you guys all should be heading over there tonight to check that out. The culmination of what's been a super fun journey. And then you can come back over here tomorrow night. Obviously, 5:30 is Eastern, 8:30 Pacific is when the Bullshitters do their podcast. And immediately following, Jeff hops over to my channel for Thirsty Thursday. We'll see about getting some fun folk on here for you. Actually, Sean, go home if you're there in the chat still. Text me if you want to come on tomorrow night. It's been a minute. We miss you. So, but yes, otherwise, that's where you can find me, etc., etc. And thanks, Mindless Mob, for being here. God Empress out. And remember, practice